my name is Brooke Lipman.
And I'm Dr. Deb Lipman.
And this is Wine Together,
a podcast where we drink some wine and have a chat.
So sit back, relax, and get that corkscrew ready.
Country music.
Oh, this week we're talking about country music. Are you gonna pour the Jack Daniels?
And so, in honor of you, Carrie Underwood, one of my favorite country music stars, we're going to show you that these two girls can shoot whiskey. Okay?
Oh my God.
So, we're going to just get a little shot of Jack Daniels. I didn't mean for the bottle to gulp like that. Brooke, you and your favorite Hamilton glass. Okay, so, we're talking about country music.
I have not had Jack Daniels before.
Oh, well, maybe Brooke can't shoot whiskey. I'm sorry, Carrie.
I can, but not, I don't know about Jack Daniels.
But, one of my favorite lines from a country music song is, she's probably drinking one of those fruity little drinks because she can't shoot whiskey. Well, we can shoot whiskey. We're going to shoot whiskey. We're actually allowed to shoot whiskey. So I don't know what it means because she can't. Like, is she not allowed? Has she never tried?
No, it means that
Does she just not have good girlfriends? I mean, because a good girlfriend will let you shoot whiskey. That's all I got to say. So anyway, so normally when I take a shot, I have to stand up.
Can you do it without standing?
I can. I may spill it on me. So if I spill it, just, laugh with me and realize it's just kind of me. Okay. I don't usually take shots sitting down. But anyway, let's do this. Prost. And it's been a long time, so, oh, shoot.
Okay.
Darn. Here I go. We both did it. We both feel like we just drank cough medicine. But no, let's have a good Jack Daniels cocktail. Yeah. And I promise I'm not making that face because I don't like it.
You didn't bring the Sprite and the...
I did not, so I failed.
No, it's okay. I can grab
we want to get... We may have to, send Brooke out and, get the chasers, the mixers, whatever it is we want to call it. Well, you got plenty of water. It sounds like you don't need anything. But anyway...
Water doesn't help.
With that country music song, we showed you that we're different than that girl that's, being mean. Country music. Well, there's lots of jokes about country music songs. Mm-hmm. But the country music I grew up on was storytelling kind of songs. Usually sappy, sad songs, but also when they talked about partying, I mean, they talked about a good party, right? And that was kind of what I remember. And who knows? Maybe I even learned how to party because of the music that my parents were listening to. It's so funny. They didn't want me to listen to the stuff I was listening to. I mean, I was jamming in my little Jeep to Pat Benatar. In fact, my classmates all knew when I was coming down the road because they could hear the music long before they knew.
Well, it's because you didn't have doors on your Jeep.
I did not have doors, and most of the time drove without the top on it. All the things I would never let you guys do. I would never let you have that kind of car. I would not. And it was funny because, you know, my parents hated my music, but the music they had me listening to, that they listened to, wow, that's what really taught me to drink. I mean, honestly. In fact, parties that I did go to, and I didn't go to a lot of parties, but the ones I did go to, you would hear our music, you know, what was popular at the time. But there was also then, by the time people started drinking a lot, the country music came out. Yeah. And it was so funny, you know, and because everybody knew the words. You know, I mean, everybody's family, it seemed like, maybe the parents were all listening to the same music. And so we all knew the words and we could sing along. And, you know, that's what happens when you drink and that kind of stuff. Okay, so mixed drinks with Jack Daniels.
Is that about right?
Yeah, that's probably right. My stone didn't even. My stone is so frozen down in there. I guess it's so crazy it didn't work. Okay, yeah, brush.
Stir it a little bit.
I was trying to, but I didn't want to stick my finger on it with the camera rolling. So.
What? That's how you mix it, right?
I don't know. I used to stick my finger down in it. Pressed.
That's strong.
It is. Jack Daniels is a little strong, but I like it. Jack Daniels is mentioned in quite a few older country songs. I don't know about the new stuff. Y'all drink. Oh, there were some cute songs I was hearing when I was living in North Carolina a few months ago. Because I could only get one radio station. It was country music station. Surprise, surprise.
Just keep talking.
And there were some cute songs, but there was one about a cooler full of Keystone. I don't know if you know Keystone beer. It's cheap beer.
I think so.
And there was such a cute little song about because somebody had broken up with somebody. I think that's the message of the song. And so, sorry, I didn't get this right.
No, it's okay.
I think that was the message of the song. And so he's sitting outside somewhere on the back of his truck with a cooler full of Keystone. And I thought, oh, this is the kind of country music I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it's changed too much. I think that definitely women have taken the reins. And I like what women do with country music. I like that they show their power, kind of thing, as opposed to, you know, kind of living in a stereotypical household that some people would prefer. But yeah, I like the power that some women are taking back, and I love Carrie Underwood, her voice, you know. And in fact, when we did our cross country trip a few years ago, when we were in Oklahoma, I am pretty sure that we rode by the high school. I think if I'm wrong, then you know somebody correct me. But I think there's like this big billboard out there that says, "Home of Carrie Underwood" or "High School Carrie" something. Anyway, I saw something about Carrie Underwood when we were in Oklahoma. It's when we were going. We had left Oklahoma City and we're headed towards. Well, basically, we're headed toward Vegas. I mean, that was kind of like a big destination, but not in that one day. But we left Oklahoma City. We met this great waiter at a restaurant, and he had, you know, really hooked us up with some great little goodies to take on our cross-country trip once he found out what we were doing. Started following us on Instagram. It was great. And so we left there, and we're headed towards, I guess we were headed toward Fort Smith. Is that right, Fort Smith? But anyway, and then so we were driving through Oklahoma, and I think we spent one night in Oklahoma. In fact, that might have been the night that we spent in Oklahoma. We after lunch we rode for quite a long ways, and pretty sure that's the night we spent in Oklahoma in a tent. But yeah, pretty sure that we saw her name on something. But anyway, I know it takes me a long time to get to my point. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. What about your favorite country music? Who do you like to listen to?
Well, I like Carrie Underwood.
Okay.
I also listen to more like bluegrass music, I think.
Oh yeah, I love bluegrass too.
Yeah.
I grew up in bluegrass. What I like about bluegrass is kind of like bluegrass type gospel. And you know, I mean, I know we're not holier than thou, but maybe we should cut that out. I don't know. But I do love kind of the way gospel and bluegrass kind of bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
I think people like to sit around and clap their hands, and they like the instruments that you play, and so yeah, I like bluegrass a lot.
Yeah.
So you had to sing a bluegrass song, right?
Yeah.
For one of your projects or something. So, and what did you choose?
Rocky Top. Yeah.
Rocky Top.
I also said Rocky Mountain High.
You'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
I remember
wasn't that fun?
we've been to that area. We've been to that area in the mountains, and I got to say that to people. I was like, I've been to Rocky Top."
Yes, we have. Well, because growing up in North Carolina, which most of your life, yeah, I guess I would say the most.
Yep.
It was in North Carolina, and then you had siblings that went to universities in Western North Carolina, visited universities in Western North Carolina. And so, yeah, I mean, we kind of know that area. And, when I was younger, before you came along, I was actually young before Brooke came along. But I would hike in that area. And so, and it was funny because when we started hiking here, because, like I said, Dad and I didn't really start hiking together till we were here. And so here, they're great hiking trails. I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way. I love the trails here. They're most clean. They're mostly wide. But you can tell they're maintained, right? And I love that they're maintained because I do feel safer on a maintained trail. But it just doesn't feel like hiking sometimes. It feels like I'm strolling through on a path because, to me, hiking is tripping over the rocks and the roots and banging your head on a tree. The really tough hiking. And in that area in Tennessee, North Carolina mountains, it's pretty tough hiking.
Yeah. I was going to say, when I was on my run the other day, I kept running into trees because they were frozen over with ice. So they were all down in the path. And I had to keep ducking. And every time I ducked, and then I, was looking at it because I had to duck from it, I got hit by another one.
Yeah.
I got hit by, I ducked on my way to the halfway point, and on the way back, I got hit by the same tree branch I ducked under.
You were supposed to know that one was there. You were supposed to learn the first time.
I was supposed to duck, and I didn't.
I know. I did. It's funny because I like walking through that area.
Yeah.
I consider that when I walk, you run, but I walk through there, and to me, it's a good little hike. I think that.
That's where we went for Christmas.
Yep, that's the way we went for our Christmas Day hike last year, 2024. That was really nice. I wasn't sure that I was ready for like a normal Swiss hike because I'd been in the United States for about 5 months at that point, and when I was in the really eastern coast, not in any kind of mountain area. So I didn't do any hiking. I did a few little trails. Like there's this golf course that is no longer a golf course, but they have the trails open for people to run and jog and walk on. So I did use that for exercise. But yeah, I didn't get a lot of hills. So I was worried about Christmas Day hike this year. But I guess we did pretty good. Yeah, no issues. There was that one family. I think they wanted the bench that we were sitting on, but too bad we were drinking a beer.
Yeah. Well, I think it's that one specifically. I feel like a lot of people don't like to share that path, and because I come across that problem when I'm running, is people don't want to share it. Like they either don't move, and you have to go the tiniest way, like on the kind of grassy part around them, or they make you run in between them, which is the most awkward thing in the world.
Yeah, it is. That is an awkward thing. And I remember, so funny because I can remember a time when that wasn't necessarily the case here. I remember when we first started hiking. Well, one, there weren't a lot of people on the trails. It seemed like your dad and I, we could have almost any trail to ourselves on a Sunday. It was nice. Yeah. And then COVID hit. Yeah. And then everybody thought, oh, well, the only time I get outside is to go hike or walk. Yeah. And so the trails started filling up. Yeah. And it was so funny because we had not, and I know I've mentioned this before in another podcast, but we had not quite yet heard about the social distancing rule. And so I remember one day we were finishing a Sunday hike and we were almost home. In fact, we were right back here, right over here at Fast Log. And we were coming through, and there was this group of about 4 people, and they were all standing wide apart, but made a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so they were 2 on one side of the path, 2 on the other side of the path, and the whole path in the middle was open.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're hiking, and we're walking through, and we enjoy going. And they kind of just looked at each other and looked at us, and then they carried on their conversation. Well, we didn't know, of course, that about the social, why they were doing that. And so then it was funny because it was that evening that we got home and we started hearing about more restrictions, and one of them was to keep your distance 2 meters. That's about 6 feet.
Yeah, well, they don't have to be on either side of a friggin' path that other people are going to be on.
Exactly. And so we came, we said, oh, that's what they were doing. Well, we just kind of laughed about it. We thought, but they were outside because they were
huge empty field right next to that path.
Yes, there is. But the funny thing was in the restrictions when they were talking about it, at least in the Swiss restrictions, it was indoors. When you're indoors, you keep a social distance of 2 meters. Well, this was outside. And so we kind of laughed about the fact that they didn't read the whole thing. Maybe they just read part of it. Oh, we could keep our distance. But, but they didn't need to do that outside. Mm-hmm. And so, that was kind of funny to us. But, just funny. But, we started seeing lots more people on the paths during COVID lockdown because, that was what people could do. They could, go hike like we were doing. And so we had to really start sharing the path. And that was different for us.
Mm-hmm. That's why I like going earlier in the morning, especially in the winter, because it's cold, so people don't want to be out.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably smart.
Especially on that path, there's also a lot of bikes, and the bikes are just worse than people in groups.
I have a question.
Okay.
Now you might have to do some fact checking.
Okay.
Is there a country music song about exercise? And we're talking about all the stuff we like to do.
Physical. I know that's not
but that's
music.
not. That was a little pop song by Olivia Newton-John, as a matter of fact. She passed away last year, so sad. But yeah, country music song about exercise. I don't know. I mean, who can we get on that? Reba's in good shape. She can do that one.
There's stuff about dancing.
And dancing is good exercise.
I'm only finding stuff best country music for working out.
Oh, for working. Well, that's okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
76 best country workout songs for indoor cycling. I'm making that a playlist.
Oh, make that a playlist. Do it.
I'll just look at this and I'll do that later.
You promise? And I want it to be a surprise for him.
He will hate that.
No, I think he'll love it. One, because you thought of his workout, right? That's why he'll love it.
It came up on the...
I know. That's why you should do it. And I think he'd appreciate it a lot, actually. I think he'd really be appreciative of that. That's so funny. Yeah.
We could write a country music song. We could use AI to do it. On that.
Well, we could. That we could do. I don't want to be that person, but,
Where is it? ChatGPT is about to write us a country music song.
Well, just because we get the lyrics doesn't mean we're going to have the music, the tune,
Yeah, but...
And we have decent harmonies. But, so what does it mean to be a country music song?
Sweating in my boots.
Sweating in my boots, is that?
That's the title that ChatGPT
Okay, here we go. Sweating in my boots. But so what are the elements of a country music song?
I don't know.
I think it's telling the stories, kind of. I mean, there's been so many good ones. I mean, like sad, happy, so many good, fun country music songs. I'm sorry I can't think of any right this second, but
this is so stupid.
I just haven't been, I've been away from my music. I've been away from
Do you want to read it?
Okay, so here we go. I don't have my tune yet, but I'll get it. Woke up this morning, rolled out of bed, grabbed my old gym shoes instead of my Stetson hat. The mirror don't lie, it's telling the truth. Time to start sweating in these cowboy boots. And let me tell you, Unfortunately, it's not lying. Here's my pre-chorus, and then I'll get to the chorus. Got my playlist set, a little Johnny Cash. Gonna run that treadmill till I hit my last dash. Might not be pretty, but I'll get it done. One step closer to a healthier hum. Woo! Here we go. I'm sweating in my boots, lifting heavy loads, trying to trade this belly for a six-pack road. Ooh, pushing past the pain, feeling kind of free. Yeah, this country heart's chasing down a better me.
There's more.
I know there's more. So here we go, verse 2. Skip the bar tonight, hit the squat rack instead. No whiskey in my hand. Oh, don't look. I got whiskey in my hand. No whiskey in my hand, just some water instead. Folks might laugh when they see me try, but I'm running down dreams with my boots untied. Got a rope to pull and a hill to climb. That's me. Chasing that fitness 1 pound at a time. Every drop of sweat is a badge I earn, and this cowboy's heart is starting to burn. I'm sweating in my boots, lifting heavy loads, trying to trade this belly for a six-pack road, pushing past the pain, feeling kind of free. Yeah, this country heart's chasing down a better me. It ain't about vanity or looking fine. It's about feeling strong and taking back my time. The trail might be tough, but I've got the grit. This cowboy's lasso to go, and I'm sticking to it. I like it. I'm sweating in my boots, lifting heavy loads, trying to trade this belly for a six-pack road, pushing past the pain, feeling kind of free. Yeah, this country heart's chasing down a better me. So here's to the runners, the lifters, the crew. Now this sounds like a little bit of Carrie Underwood. Here's to the runners, the lifters, the crew, and all of us folks sweating in our boots. It ain't where you start, it's the fight you bring, turning pain into pride. Hear this cowboy sing. I love it. I love it. That is so cute. Okay, yeah. I felt a little Carrie Underwood element in there. So here's to, I love that song. Dashboard drummers, hairbrush singers. Here's to all you hairbrush singers, dashboard. Yeah, that part of it just is so cute. You know, I like how she gives props to everybody trying to, hit their dream. That's cute. Okay, so encouragement might be an element in country music songs. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's very kind. I like showing that kind of kindness. What else would be an element? I don't have my little lookup caddy, my phone.
What?
Elements of a country music song. I definitely think that sometimes they pull on the heartstrings. And you know what? Especially the music around Christmas. I love the music around Christmas, though. I guess I like music that pulls on my heartstrings. Maybe that's what it is. I think you think it's sappy.
Yeah.
Oh, young people. There'll come a day when you like the sappy.
Five characteristics of country music. According to this website, it's a music studio in California, so. Folk harmonies. Most country music songs are based on traditional chord progressions built off of a major scale. In fact, non-diatonic chords are even less common in country than they are in other genres. String instruments. While lots of popular music today is moving away from physical instruments and more towards electronics, country is known for its use of the strings. In fact, most country groups base their entire instrumentation around their string instruments, like the guitar, bass, pedal steel, lap steel, banjo, and of course the fiddle. A bit of twang. Whether in the heart of Nashville or northern Ontario, most country singers utilize a particular twang to their voice. This unique sound helps to differentiate modern country from other pop genres. Meaningful lyrics. One of the critical keys of country music is its lyrics. The vast majority of country songs take the form of ballads that tell a story. Most often these are tales of love, heartache, hard work, or personal pride. And reliance on duets. Yeah. It has like a couple things.
All right. I had a little bit. I was right about one thing. They tell a story. So they're kind of based on that. I guess they don't all, do that. But yeah, it is funny. I guess it's easier to deal with the heartache if you put it to music. And then you can just say, this is your fault that I had a #1 country music song because you broke my heart. So I had to write a song.
I like the older Taylor Swift music where she was singing like country music.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. I do too. Yeah, that's kind of my favorite kind of Taylor Swift. If I'm going on any favorite Taylor, that's That's definitely it. Yeah. She talked about Drew, as I recall. Drew, some boy named Drew.
Oh, in one of her songs?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a heartache, I think. Yeah. Okay.
I also like the Ava Brothers. They had a musical about them, but it just closed on Broadway.
Okay. You know, your sister-in-law was just crazy about the Avett Brothers at one point. They would go see, I mean, that's, you know, I got to babysit my granddaughter because they like the Avett Brothers and I'd get tickets and go see. So, yeah, that was, I'm glad they like the Avett Brothers because I got to stay with my granddaughter when she was little bitty. She ain't little bitty anymore.
No.
She's taller than all of us. I mean, seriously. Taller than his whole family.
Can you imagine how tall Finn is going to be?
Tall. Yeah, I have a feeling tall. It's so funny because they can't keep pants on him because he's so skinny and tall that they have to buy the pants of his size, which is you know 2T, 3T, right? That age. But they're too short. Those pants too short. So when they buy for the length, they just fall down. So even with a thick pull-up on it, it falls down. So it's kind of funny. He's a tall, thin little thing right now. But you know, we'll see. Yeah, I do imagine that he's gonna be tall. So yeah, kind of funny. Now I think they like country music somewhat. Or sorry, your brother, your oldest brother, likes country music. I think he likes all music like me. He's really like me in that regard, but you know, got the pickup truck now, so he's got to listen to country music.
Well,
so.
I always wanted a pickup truck.
Yeah, and you know, maybe one day you'll get one.
I know, maybe I'll learn how to drive and get a truck. But I don't want one of the big ones. I've always wanted...
his is kind of big.
I know, it's too big. I've always specifically wanted a Ford Ranger because they're smaller.
Yeah. Yeah, but do you really want a Ford? We're not getting political. Oh, sorry, I take that back. We're not going to get political on this podcast.
Unfortunately, a lot of American cars have better safety standards than other cars, which is really sad. Except for maybe Japanese cars.
I don't think Sweden's got the best safety car, Volvo. So, yeah, I think that you're wrong about that.
It doesn't matter.
We're going to fact check that.
I don't think Volvo makes trucks, but...
No, I don't know.
But I think in America, the reason they've had to have so many safety standards is because more people get in accidents.
Well, more people are driving, most likely. Yeah. I mean, anytime you have more of, more drivers, more roads, more cars, you're going to have more of the accidents and the people who don't drive well and people who break rules. So more of begets more of. And it's usually not a good begetting. Just saying. You know, you get the bad stuff. It's just, you know, that's kind of life. The life with numbers, you know. Anytime you play the numbers game, you might want to quit while you're ahead. Like we did. We don't have a car. We don't have a car in Switzerland. We don't need a car in Switzerland. So, and I just feel so good about that. It's so weird. I really do feel good that I can take a bus or a train anywhere.
But not at any time.
No, I have to do my schedule. I have to well, we're not the kind of people to not schedule. We're just not that kind of people.
You mean you make me do the scheduling?
Well, not always. Not always. Because there was a time when you were not here and I had to book things, book my travel.
One of the two of us.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was just, you know, that's true. I just, I figure out the schedule and I go. I don't worry about, you know, and I love that. I love that. I don't have to stress over, driving. And, you know, like today, you know, we had to go to the store, but, you know, we walked to the store. No problems there. We got our exercise in. I mean, we probably walked 5 kilometers
Did you
today.
hear something ding?
I did hear something ding.
Okay, I thought I was going crazy.
No, I just ignored it. So if you're texting us and I don't answer back, you know I'm just ignoring you. I know that's what some of your siblings think, is that I ignore them, but I don't.
I think that is not a text message tone. That is
is it on my computer?
Maybe.
My laptop's on.
Okay.
And I'm ignoring it. Oh, shoot, I probably shouldn't ignore it. But, yeah, I am. Right now, I don't have a job, so this is my job right now. Which is why we want you to say nice things about us, people, and you know, follow us and rate us so that, you know, other people can learn about it. I know. Just had to put that plug in there, though. That's my advertisement, says I don't have a sponsor yet.
We'll get sponsors, hopefully.
That's the goal. But we're supposed to be talking about country music.
Yes.
And we haven't talked about any male country artists. We talked about some female that we like. But I like the strong women. Oh, you did. I didn't. You're right.
What about Fleetwood Mac? Is that country music?
No, Fleetwood Mac is not country, but thank you for helping me relive that. I love Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. Stevie and I got a friend, you know, here in Switzerland.
Jamie Tart at least listens to Fleetwood Mac because he mentioned Stevie Nicks on
I'm telling you, love Stevie Nicks. Love Stevie Nicks.
How about the fact that I knew that Stevie Nicks was in Fleetwood Mac?
I am so impressed with that.
I know too. So I know. Well, I used to have a Fleetwood Mac tape, cassette tape, because I got it from Emin Mason once for my birthday.
That's funny. I just but you know, not country music, but I do love Fleetwood Mac.
How is it not country music?
Because it's not. It was popular. It was pop culture.
How is
it was pop?
Country, I mean, a lot of Carrie Underwood songs are like pop.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, they're probably considered pop. You know,
it could still be country music.
Yeah, could be. Let's see. Okay, I don't know much about this artist, so please don't say nasty things to me. But an artist that I enjoyed hearing while I was back in North Carolina. I didn't even look him up, and I meant to look him up, and I meant to get some of his music on my playlist in my library. Jelly Roll. Have you heard of Jelly Roll?
I've heard of Jelly Roll, but I have not listened to Jelly Roll.
Okay. There was a song that they played every morning by Jelly Roll on my ride to work. I liked it. I don't remember anything about the song, except that I liked it. I remember liking the story in it. And then they always talk so nice about this man. I mean, the DJs every day, they just said such good things about him. I thought, he must just be awesome. And then I do remember seeing something about him doing, you know, really nice things. And I thought, geez, maybe I need to listen to this artist more often. So I need to get me some Jelly Roll on my playlist. I'm definitely going to do Jelly Roll. I got to remember that today. There were other artists that I kind of listened to. Now, look, I'm probably going to get in trouble. This is probably going to get way too political, and I don't want it to. But Garth Brooks.
Yeah. I used to have a Garth Brooks CD. The first ever thing I bought on Amazon was a Garth Brooks CD, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I think you are right. And
How embarrassing.
I tried, again, fortunately, have not looked up stories, and so I'm not in the know about what these people are doing other than singing songs on stage. Thank goodness. But, you know, when I was in college, there were, you know, we kind of lived off of Garth Brooks. Every party was based around a Garth Brooks song. So, and even the college that I went to, I went to a lot of schools, but the one that I graduated my undergraduate degree, our student center was named the Oasis. So in Garth Brooks' song, where he goes to see his ex because she's living in his big house now, she's having a party, and it wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't Garth Brooks. It was Brad Paisley. I don't know what. Oh, okay. Well,
sorry,
okay.
my
I'm glad
brain.
That came
but
back
I know.
I was thinking it was Garth Brooks. Yeah. But so anyway, we there was the song, and he Friends in Low Places.
Yeah.
And so he goes to the party uninvited, and then he decides that, you know, in the chorus that he's going to just go back to the Oasis. Well, that was, you can imagine, we all took that, quite literally on campus to, go to the Oasis. Now, we were on a dry campus. I don't know if anybody knows what that means. But we were not allowed to drink alcohol on campus. So that was something. We couldn't do what he did at the Oasis. But it was still fun to say that we were going to, be a little retaliatory and rebellious and go to the Oasis.
I had a math teacher that was a really big fan of Garth Brooks. And also the movie A Walk to Remember.
I like that.
I think that one. That's the one where she has cancer. Mm-hmm. Mandy Moore has cancer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then she dates the really popular guy. Yeah. And they're in the musical, and she sings that one song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they go to the North Carolina Virginia state line, right? Or is it Tennessee?
I think Virginia. I think it's Virginia. But oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good movie. Yeah, I like Garth Brooks. Mm-hmm. I will say that. I love Brad Paisley. Oh my goodness! Now I do have some Brad Paisley on my playlist.
I don't know where the
in my library. CD is. Okay, he's there's one song where he supposedly, this is the story. He owns the bar. I assume he owns it. He at least works at it. And the girl forgot her purse. She comes back after hours. She gets the purse, and he says, "Well, I'm only gonna give it to you if you dance with me," basically. And so they danced, and then they, end up, the relationship just gets stronger, and they go on and on. And one day he just proposes to her, and she says, "Well, I'm only going to marry you if, we dance." Blah blah blah. It's kind of funny how she turned the story around. But I can also see how some people could take that, him holding her purse, and said, "I'm not going to get it back unless you dance with me." I can see today that being a big issue. Mm-hmm. So. I love the song. I think it's a cute little story, but I also can see some girls gonna take that the wrong way. So you gotta be careful with that, Brad. Just saying, it's a good story.
And if you keep someone's purse hostage.
But yeah. I mean, some people could take that the wrong way. We have a friend here in Switzerland that is not from Switzerland, but anyway, he constantly asks Brooke and me to tell him what's proper and not proper about, interactions with what he would say to people. And so, I just think, he said, because you just don't know, because he's older. Mm-hmm. He's actually older than me. And so, he grew up in a time in the UK where, this was not a thing. Having to watch yourself. Mm-hmm. Having to be careful. And so he's not being, he's being serious. Like, I don't even know how to behave anymore. I can't tell a person, that they look nice. But, yeah, there's, it's kind of hard. I know. So it's just kind of funny. But I think, I can see country music songs delving into that and doing all the wrong things and all, hopefully all the right things and teaching the public. Kind of thing. It's funny.
What about Blake Shelton?
I ain't got nothing to say about that. No, I won't go there. Love, one of the Christmas songs that you do with your new thing, but your new gal. But yeah,
They've been together a long time now.
I know. Yeah.
Who was I just thinking of?
I don't know, well, should I say his name? I've done started. Mason and I talk a lot about music.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about music, artists, and their stories, their lives. Cause
Mason, the chicks. I was going to talk about the chicks.
Yeah, they got in some trouble. Yeah. Okay, they have some good music. Mm-hmm. They have some good music. Some of the music I don't like. I mean, but that's with every artist. I don't like everything everybody does. But that's me as a consumer. I'm not an artist, and I don't have to, kind of look into it from the perspective they look into it. So, I imagine it's kind of hard to be an artist these days. There are so many different perspectives you need to think about before you release that song.
Yeah.
Have I said things that are going to be taken the wrong way? And am I going to really, am I really ready to make this person mad? Go Chicks.
Goodbye Earl is like one of my favorite songs.
Sorry to say, I love that song.
So good.
I love the message in that song. Sorry to say. But, you know.
No. Don't be sorry.
I like song. Goodbye Earl.
Well, there's a whole Ted Lasso episode named after.
But it's because the dog is named Earl. The groundhog.
Yeah.
Or greyhound. Groundhog. Sorry. Woo. The greyhound was named Earl. But anyway, when I first, and it was funny because I do always look at the names of the episodes.
Yep.
And so when this one came on, the first time, because I didn't know anything about it, and I'm seeing the title, and I'm like, oh, what are we going to talk about? And then they start talking about the dog. And calling him, you know, the announcers are, you know, calling his name out, and I'm just like, what?
Well, you get his name as a pun, right? Earl Greyhound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you got that it was a pun.
I didn't at first. They had to explain that one to me. I love my Earl Grey in the morning. Of course, today I didn't drink Earl Grey. I'm still drinking my Christmas fruit tea. But it takes like 10 minutes to steep. I gotta quit. It takes a long time. You know, I can't get it in my 3 to 5 minutes.
Now you have that rum to put in it.
Oh, that's right.
The raisin rum. It tastes like
whatever.
raisin.
It does taste like raisin.
Good, but
that was hilarious. I can't believe that's still there. We gotta get rid of that. Not by pouring it down the drain. No. We're gonna drink it. No, we would drink that. Yogurt that goes bad, yes, we would throw it away. We're not throwing away alcohol.
It's not my fault that they use it.
Hey, it looked good. I mean, today when I threw it away, I was like, it's all back together.
Oh.
But anyway, I threw it away.
It's not my fault. Someone could have said, hey, did you get the yogurts?
We didn't think about it.
Okay, so then it's not my fault that I forgot that I left them in the cart, because you guys forgot too.
Yeah, well, yeah, we did. Not gonna lie about that.
I don't look at my grocery list after I've gotten all the groceries.
Right. In fact, I normally erase it as I'm going, so I wouldn't have known.
I just mark through it, and I erase it when I have to make a new one.
So.
Maybe we have to, when we're unpacking it, we have to read the list now.
Perhaps. That's more work.
I know.
We're just constantly. I hate
sometimes
getting old. When you get old, it's so weird. The older you get, the more work you have to do just to be normal. What is normal? Anyway, we don't even have a definition for that, do we? All I know, let's see. There's a lot of country music artists that I love. Okay, we're going way, way back.
Okay.
Okay, so for our older listeners, the Statler Brothers, the Oak Ridge Boys, Alabama. Can I just say?
I don't know.
Alabama.
I know some music from like the 50s that's kind of country music. Because of The Devil All the Time, they had some music.
Yeah.
It was Jimmy Rogers. Mm-hmm. And what was the other song by? Sonny James.
Sounds familiar, maybe. Is that the Jack Daniels talking? I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember those. But I remember, okay, so when we were in high school, mm-hmm. Alabama was quite popular, mm-hmm. and they did a lot of concerts near us, and so I don't remember if it was my junior year or senior year.
Okay.
I'm thinking it was in our junior year. A lot of us got tickets to go, and my mom volunteered to drive the girls that went. Okay. And we got about a third of the way there and realized we didn't have the tickets. Had to drive all the way back home. Get the tickets. Anyway, I apologized to my girlfriends. I felt so bad. But anyway, we still got there before the concert started. Still got, to our seats. And, this was, we didn't have cameras to take pictures. We had cameras, but not on our phones. We didn't have phones. To take pictures and tell our friends, because there was a group of guys that went also, but our seats were in different places, so we couldn't get in touch with each other to say this. We didn't know until afterwards, kind of what was happening, and so we found out when we got back to school the next week. We found out that the guys just decided that, hey, those are empty seats up front. We're just gonna go sit in them. And they did.
Well, I mean,
they took pictures of themselves sitting there and having a good time, and stupid me would not break the rules. I would not leave our seats from way back and up. Just wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. Just I can't break the rules. But anyway, I don't know the rules. I thought of him the other day when the umpire was named Javier on the Real Madrid game, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't know the rules. I don't know." And I was thinking, I really don't know the rules to watch this game, but I'm gonna watch anyway. It was a good game.
I don't know that story, but I don't know if you can tell that story.
I can tell that story. I'm sure this would make a good country music song. Okay, so before I got married, keep in mind, I promise you, this is before I was married. I was at school, and there was this soccer player from another country. His name was Javier. I'll let you guys guess where he's from. Anyway, we kind of partied in the same circles. And so one weekend, it was at, there was a house in a little town away from campus. And then the town is called Coates. Yes, just like what you wear in the winter, Coates. And it's spelled the same way. So their house, one of the soccer houses, was in Coates. And so we go to Coates and we're doing some partying, but, I lived on campus. So, I had to get back to campus, and it's 4 or 5 miles. So, I mean, I wouldn't have walked it in the dark on a country road with no sidewalks, even though it's possible, not probable. So we were going to, before taking me back, we were going to go see if we could find more beer. So we're driving down the road, and blue lights, of course, and so it is much worse than, it's not as bad as it would be today, but anyway, blue lights, then more blue lights, like 2 police cars with police officers, so 4 police officers surrounding this car with 3 people in it. And so my friend from this other country, we get out of the car, and they were gonna do a breathalyzer on him and blah blah blah, and they were trying to say to him, "Why didn't you stop when you saw the blue lights?" And he was like, trying to hear what they were saying, because his English was, he had to think about what they were saying, and they're talking really fast and they're talking really loud, and they said, "Why didn't you stop? Why didn't you stop?" He says, "I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules." And so it was just like, okay, what is going on? They had guns out and everything for college students that were, probably doing something they shouldn't have done. I know, I get that. But I don't know the rules. I don't know. And so anyway, just the way he said it is just adorable. And Javier, I know this will never get to you, but if it does, I love you. It was just so much fun. You were great. You were great.
What if it was Javier that was refereeing?
What?
That would have been funny
if he was the one refereeing. Yeah. And it's funny because I did actually look, because they were in the same country, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I'm gonna see if it's what if it's Javier." But anyway, it was not. No. I think the referee looked too tall. Okay. And that was really what I was going for. Is that Javier?
I still don't know.
I absolutely, definitely looked, and I was not telling your dad that because he was sitting right beside of me. But when they put the name across, and I thought, I got to look at this referee, see if it's Javier. So, but it was kind of funny. But I don't know the rules, and so we often say this. That's our mantra right now. I don't know the rules, so if we do something wrong, please remember, I don't know the rules. Teach me the rules. Yeah, that was kind of funny. Wow. Nothing is funny that you had the same thoughts that I did about the referee, but I did. I immediately, I immediately looked to see if it was him. But yeah, and I don't even know where he's at. He may be back in Spain, but I don't know.
Well, that's not that far.
Nope, it's not that far. Yep. Nope. No, it's not. And that's a dream. We wanna go visit Spain. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. Do you know the rules? Well, we don't know the rules. Country music, though. We could definitely write a song about I don't know the rules.
I'm sure that's a song.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going somebody. If not, go ahead and use that and be sure you send it to us and let us use it on our show. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, but I do. I like country music. I enjoy it. It's so funny because when we, in fact, that was a thing. But again, before our marriage or dad, we would, if somebody had a bad day or week at school, and we had some time because we were only 2 hours away from a beach. And honestly, when you're in college, that's not a long ride. And so we would say, hey, let's just drive to the beach with the windows down and sing country music. That was always our thing. Let's drive to the beach with the windows down and sing country music. So, country music's fun to sing along with, I guess. It was definitely a thing for us, sing country music. We love to sing along to country music. But I think it's also because a lot of them are played in a key that is singable for the majority of people. I don't think it's, necessarily a higher note that most people can handle. Most people can go with whatever, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Which is where a way I think women have changed country music in that some of the women, they really do have songs that are so uniquely created and written for them, and they're in a key that only they can handle, that I think is beautiful. I mean, I love to be able to sing along, but yeah. And you know what? In fact, that song, I used to dance with you guys all the time when you were little. Leanne Womack, I Hope You Dance. I absolutely love that song. When y'all were babies, every single one of you, I danced with you to that song and sang that song to you. And you used to always think, oh, I hope my kids grow up. To think like that, to be in the mindset of, doesn't matter what other people think, I'm going to dance. And I hope you dance. I mean, that's, my mantra from Mama to you guys is, I really do hope y'all choose to dance and choose happiness. Choose to be your best you. Because I think that's what that song says to me. But I cannot sing that song. Leanne Womack can really sing that song. But, I think that it's definitely at a key that I can't sing. But, and that's what I'm saying about women and country music. I think that they can do things with it that so uniquely fit them, help them feel their purpose, that, it's hard to imitate it. And I love that. I don't think everything has to be imitated.
What about John Denver? You think John Denver is country music?
I do, and I love John Denver. Absolutely love John Denver. Yep. He may have done a recording of Rocky Top.
He did Rocky Mountain High.
Yep.
Which I mentioned earlier because I was trying to think of Rocky Top.
But what's the one that... Country Roads. You even knew what I was talking about before I said it. Yep. Love that one.
I was in London and they were playing Country Roads, Take Me Home
and
at
then
the Christmas market.
And then you got to one time I was on my way to meet you guys. Was I at work or something? No. It was when I was in North Carolina this past year, and y'all went to not Street Food Festival. It might have been at Street Food Festival also, but you went to the the food truck festival, and you get there, and the guy's singing.
Oh yeah.
Country, and you send me a little clip of it, and I thought that's so unique and definitely an us story. That's an ussie. So yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. Well, I know we haven't covered everything about country music, but Carrie Underwood, we want to say to you, thank you for telling us how important it was for a girl to be able to shoot whiskey. Because now we know we can.
That's not the point of that song at all.
I know it's
not even barely close.
I know, but, you know, it's what I took from it. And my perspective matters to me.
Okay.
So, you know. And I think she would not care.
Okay.
I think she'd be happy to know.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Well, we do hope that you have enjoyed the conversation.
We'll be back next week with a new bottle of wine and a new topic. If you want to join the conversation, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at WineTogetherPod. And if you don't want to miss out on our regular weekly episodes, along with all of our bonus content, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts, as well as subscribing, liking, and commenting on our YouTube. Wine Together Podcast.